Okay, new carburettor installed on the inlet manifold. I'm not going to put the pipes back on tonight, I'll leave that till tomorrow. Just a quick overview. This is a 350 Yamaha 4-wheel drive farm quad that I picked up. It was in a pretty much terrible state, as most farm quads are. It's been absolutely ragged within an inch of its life. As you can see, I've put 2 brand new tyres on the front. Got some part worn tyres given me, which are on the back of it. These are the old tyres that were on it, and as you can see, they're absolutely perished. No tread left on them, big holes in them. A couple of other things that we've got going on. I've got 2 Honda VT500Es from the mid-1980s. Both these bikes have been stood for a very long time. This was last on the road in 2001. I believe it has been started up and run since then. So I was given these by a friend because he needed them out of the way. So what we need to do is find out what they're actually like and if there's any chance of getting them running again. Off into the workshop, and here's the other one. Now, the red one had been stored inside, so it's not too bad. This one had been stored outside for a similar length of time, 17-18 years, and as you can see, it's in a proper state. So will it be any good? Will it just be good for spares? I don't know. Well, that's what we're going to find out over the next few months. Couple of other things. I mean, my workshop's a real tip. It needs a proper tidy out. My Bridgeport milling machine, it works. It could do with some attention, make it better. And the same could be said of my Harrison L6 lathe. This is a machine from 1964. It's actually a few months older than I am. And you know, there's several things that need fixing on this. It does work. I have used it, but it's not, you know, it's not been set up properly. It's not been cleaned. Basically, I just did the bare minimum to get it going. The main thing is that the clutch and brake, which are one unit on this machine, don't actually work very well. So it'll go into gear and the clutch doesn't slip when it's in gear. But when you pull the clutch back into the braking mode, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I can't actually do it, but it's in low, it's in bottom gear at the moment, I think. If I put it in a higher gear, yeah, see, the brake's on and I can actually turn that by hand. So that's something that needs investigating. The clutch unit is actually, I might be wrong, but I think it's behind this top pulley from the drive belts. I did put new drive belts on when I got the machine, but so that was it was over 10 years ago when I got this machine, and really, we're working full time. I've never had a chance to do a proper job on it. So that's a job that needs doing. Other things I'd like to do is get a much better tool post on this, also a better chuck. This takes, I think it's an L00 chuck back plate. It's an L00 spindle nose, It's actually in pretty good condition, most of this machine. You might not look it, but pretty much everything works on it. It just needs some, you know, some proper TLC to get it going properly. You've seen video of this before if you check my other videos out. This is my Boxford 8-inch shaper. A recent acquisition. I've only had it a couple of months, this machine. I just moved it into position last week. Now I'm going to try and get this up and running as soon as I can. First thing is get the quad bike fixed, because that's needed for work on the pasture. A few other things I've got here. English wheel. That came out of a bus garage, believe it or not. And it's actually, the actual rollers need some tidying up, but the machine itself's good. And this, that's covered in all of my oils and greases and sprays, is actually a hydraulic press that I made. It takes a bottle jack. I've got this 20-ton bottle jack, which cost about £60. And that sits in the middle of there and operates the press. And I deliberately made it this wide so I could fit a motorcycle wheel in, like you could do with a couple of minor tweaks and a lick of paint. So just, oh yeah, I've got also a nice bead rolling machine made by the same company as the English wheel. This is Frost of Rochdale in England, and this came from a different bus garage, and it was there in a big pile of dust, been unused for years and years. And I just said, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Nothing." So I made them an offer, and it came home with me. Usual workshop stuff, small bandsaw, engine hoist. This is quite interesting. This is actually a generator from a refrigerated trailer. And believe it or not, that is a proper 3-phase generator, and it will generate 400 volts 3-phase. So my idea is I'm going to take this and attach it to an engine, make a frame, and make my own gen set, which I'll be using to power the workshop. Prize for anybody who can guess what this is. Obviously it's an engine, but what's it from? Now that is the inlet and exhaust manifold of the same engine, and I'll give you a clue. This is the gearbox. I'm not sure if it's the right one for it, but it should fit. And as you can see, it says stamp part, so that will give you a good clue as to what it's out of. Okay, this will be the end of this video. Hopefully do some more on the quad bike tomorrow.